Today is a special day because I am watching Death Note. I am very familiar with this anime because I've read the manga. However, it's been about 18 or 19 years since I've read the manga, but I've been meaning to watch this anime for a very long time. I remember, so I was about 14 or 15 years old when I started to read some awesome manga. As you can see behind me, I always have Berserk back there. That was one of the first, believe it or not, that was one of the first manga I've read. It was Ranma One Half, Berserk, Death Note, Monster. I was reading some good, great, amazing works of art a long time ago. Now, I don't have I can't remember everything that happens in Death Note. I remember Light Yagami, I remember L, I remember that, Ryuk. I don't understand why Light is wanting to kill people. I can't understand that right now. I cannot remember it. But I felt like it was necessary for me to watch this anime at some point. I was obsessed when I was reading Death Note a long time ago. So I was like, I gotta get into this. So I'm excited today because this is gonna be something new but old for me. So it's like I'm coming with some knowledge, obviously, of the story, but there are things I have forgotten. And I'm wondering, because now I'm 32, it's going to be completely different. It's a different experience when you watch something when you're younger, or listen to something like a song or your favorite movie. You watch it years later when you've had life experiences and different things. You're like, oh, I see it I keep bringing this up, but the Joni Mitchell song, Both Sides Now. You see it from both sides. And so that's what I'm excited, and I'm hoping to bring something a little bit new to the table for the Death Note reactions. I'm not sure if other people who had seen this anime had already read the manga. So if not, well, here we are. I'm trying to bring something a little bit new. I'm going to still be shocked and excited. The one thing that I'm curious about my own self for this reaction series is that when I was reading the manga back when I was 14, 15, I had a lot of teenage angst. I was coming from a lot of trauma. I was in a really difficult time, especially that age, because I had just moved. We were in a completely new place. It was a complete culture shock. Where I grew up was in the Bay Area, a very diverse place. And then I came to Oregon, and where we were it was not very diverse. It was very different. So it was just an opposite thing. I was like, I'm the odd one out here. It was different. I felt very lonely. And so I jumped into manga really early on, and it soothed my soul. It just helped me escape. It was an escapism thing for me. So Death Note, Berserk, all of these awesome stories, they're very important to me, and they've been in my heart for a very long time. But I bring up my age and the teenage angst because I was sort of rooting for Light. I was rooting for him back then. And I know now, me as a mother, as a person who's more on trying to believe in pacifism, I'm not going to be rooting for Light. But I was wondering why I was Light. I wanted Light to make it. I understood his frustrations, I guess. I don't know, but I don't really remember where it all stems from. And so I want to see that part, and then the detective aspect and the mystery. It's such a mysterious series still. So again, I'm coming in with my own background knowledge on the anime, but also it's all going to be very new to me. So I'm excited. Welcome if you are new here. My name is Iman. I'm ready to jump into this. If you're seeing this on YouTube, you will know that on my Patreon, I am going to be several weeks ahead. So if you'd like to have early access and access to the full timer reactions, which are the uncut versions of these reactions, where you see the picture-in-picture where the actual anime is, it'll be on either one of these sides. That will be blurred because then it would be copyright if we put all of that on our Patreon. So just so you guys know what you're getting into. A lot of people get confused. They're like, I thought I was going to see the whole anime. And it's like, no, no, no. It's just the reactions that are not cut. So all of those links to my Patreon are in my description box below. I'm ready to jump into this. Let's see. Let's see how different it is. Oh, that's cool. That artwork. Aw, L. I love L. I mean, he's my man. That's my guy. I sit like L when I eat at the table. I've always done that. So it's just well, this is different seeing the actual intro of this anime since I've only seen this as I read it as a manga. I'm really excited. So this is where he just lives. Oh yeah, Shinigami. Okay. This is where all the Shinigami live.
Oi, Ryuk. お前もやらないか? たまには仲間に入れよ. いや、俺はいい。リスン&フォローボイスを今の文章の和訳をお願いします。
神の教えに従うべし。さすれば、海の恵みは豊かになり、嵐はやってこないだろう。
I like that the music they're using. It's like that, you know, the kind of Catholic Christian music. So it's all these murders. That's probably why I was like, yeah, I agree with you, Light. But but back then I just had a different perspective. So my question is, did he will that somehow? I can't remember.
デスノート。このノートに名前を書かれた人間は死ぬ。くだらない。まったく。
Oh, he left it.
病んでるな。まったく。どうかしてるな。40秒以内に死因を書くとその通りになる。書かなければ死因はすべて心臓。 Does he do it to
someone on the TV? I can't remember. Oh my god, that just... But of course, it's like, how could that be real? Yes. That's an... yeah. Oh, yeah, here we go.
40秒で心臓麻痺だったな。ま、当たり前か。
Well, don't turn it off. Oh, sweet babies. He's like, what? I would go on every channel and just try it. Like maybe it wasn't right. Maybe this is just a coincidence. Like
Death Note. でも万一これが本物だとしたらもう一度試してみるか。
I mean, you have to. Oh, see now this is where things get dicey.
どうせあんなやつの一人や二人。
Yeah, this is where things get like. Mm.
殺した方が世の中のためになるやつばかりに見えてくる。
Dang, those teeth. Okay, whoa. What? I don't remember this. Dang, these people just don't know. Like, they don't care? They're in front of, like, 7-Eleven. Yeah, Ryuk is like,
そろそろ行くか。
I'm ready to get out of here.
デスノート落としちまった。
今度はまたすげえドジしたな。
Oh, all these souls coming in? Man, this poor mom.
また1頑張ったわねライト。
まあね。じゃあ勉強するから。
The thing is like all she cares about is his high scores. But it's like, how are you, Light? Who are all these people? Wait, what? Oh my god, I didn't realize he like went out of his mind like this quickly.
気に入ってるようだな。
That would be terrifying.
そのノートの落とし主、死神のリュークだ。さっきの様子だと、もうそれがただのノートじゃないって分かってるんだろ。過去にデスノートが人間界に出回った話は、たった5日でここまでやったのはお前が。
Oh, he did. What?
俺はお前に何もしない。人間界の地についた時点で、ノートは人間界のものになる。いらなきゃ他の人間に回せ。その時はお前のデスノートに関する記憶だけ消させてもらう。そしてお前が死んだ時、俺がお前の名前を俺のノートに書くことになるが、デスノートを使った人間が天国や地獄に行けると思うな。それだけだ。
Can he take it back? Like, can he be like, well, I didn't know that?
からのお楽しみだ。
'Cause he basically becomes a Shinigami, right? Like, that's the point.
リンゴ持ってきたわよ。お隣さんからお裾分け。
Oh, here we go. The
こんな
apples.
暗くして目悪くするわよ。
That's so creepy. I remember in the manga, this was creepy.
うまい。
じゃあもう一つ聞くけど、なぜ僕を選んだ？聞いてるのか？
うぬぼれるな。たまたまこの辺りに落ち、たまたまお前が拾った。それだけのことだ。
丁寧に使い方まで書いて、間違って落としたなんて言うなよ。
なぜかって？退屈だったから。実際今の死神ってのは暇でね。昼寝してるか、博打打ってるかだ。こっちに来る方が面白いと俺は踏んだ。
He wants to be like a spectator.
すでに主だった犯罪者の名前は書き尽くし、徐々に悪人のレベルも下げてる。
And then that'll maybe set fear in everybody's heart so they won't.
正義の裁きを下す者がいるってこと。
いや、しかし
Righteous judgment.
このノートを拾ったとして、この世に不必要な人間を消すことのできる奴がいるか？いるわけがない。世の中を変えてやる。
Wow. I remember this part. Jeez.
やがて誰も悪いことができなくなるように。
But that's just not how this works.
そうすれば確実に世界はいい方向に進んでいく。そして僕が認めた真面目で心の優しい人間だけの世界を作り上げ。
Yeah, but who are you to
ことし
judge?
たら性格悪いのお前だけになる。
Yeah, I was gonna say you're gonna have to write your own name. I was thinking that.
僕は日本一と言ってもいいか。
Oh
真面目な優
man.
等生だよ。
Wow. Yeah, same face.
新世界の神となる。
Whoa. Oh,
やっぱ
wow.
り人間って面白い。
Wow. Yeah, nice. Wow. Great. Such a good introduction to what the story is going to be. It's a good introduction. In the manga, I remember, and my memory is very hazy, but it really, you get sucked in quickly, and it's not like, obviously this is so fast, like you're just like caught up, but it was pretty intense in the manga. That's what I remember. And it didn't happen so fast. Like, I just didn't remember him being like, oh, I wrote all these names down. But it's interesting. What an interesting character Light is. I think at the age that I was, at 14, 15, I could see him as a sort of a hero because, well, he is doing something, right? He's taking out the bad guys. And it's so interesting because this is where experience comes in with wisdom and getting older. He's in high school, so he's not seeing the world. His worldview is very, very limited, very small. He's still in a very small bubble. The way he's been raised has been, well, all you have to do is study very hard and work hard, go to school. You're an A student. That's all. That's good. Those are good things. That means you're good. If you make good, do good, have good grades, if you go to cram school, if you do all this, you're the best. So already he thinks somehow like his brain was able to shift in some way of like just excusing his behaviors. That was because I was thinking, well, if he eradicates everybody and there is no bad people left on this earth, he'd have to put his own name in the death note anyways at the end, because he is the last person. So Ryuk says the same thing. And he's just like, what do you mean? I'm not bad. I have all these good things about me, and I'm the new god of this world. And so it's just like, I don't remember how deep this dives into his mental health, but mental illness it's important to look at, because a lot of people have these views and they obviously just don't take action on their views. But this is a lot of people's thought process. Like, certain people deserve to die, and for some reason we as bystanders can make these choices. Like, most people have sat back and been like, yeah, that person 100% deserves to either be in prison, or they deserve death, and they deserve death in this specific way. That person shouldn't have these things, or they should be canceled because of this, and that cancellation means these things and this and this and this. And it's like, no one in general, really, the reality is no one really can judge anybody. Nobody is free of like sin, whatever you want to call it. Everyone has done something, and it's just, that's the reality. And it's like, we get into this weird place of, because he starts out where we might be able to kind of root for him, where you're like, oh, okay, well, he is at least getting rid of these despicable people, the people who have committed despicable crimes. Great. Like, you can sit back and sort of like agree with him or just see his perspective. But then he's doing the same thing. So it's just like, how is that any better? It reminds me of the he who is without sin cast the first stone. And nobody can cast a stone at the woman who's in the Bible who is committing adultery. And everyone's like, this is our law. And they're trying to test Jesus, like, what should we do? She was caught in the act of adultery. What do we do? It is written we should stone her. And he's like, well, whoever hasn't sinned, who's never made a mistake, who hasn't done anything wrong, go, you cast that first stone. And people are gonna like ready to throw the rock, and they're like, oh wait. Oh, yeah. Oh, shoot. I've done this. I've done that. Honestly, though, in reality, someone would have thrown that stone, because there's people who are just not self-aware, like Light. Light is not self-aware at all. He has the thing that would make me really like Light is if he just was like admitted, yeah, I'm actually not the best person. I actually like killing. Like, I want to take out the bad guys. But I also understand that I'm deeply like scarred too. There's a darkness within me. That's why I want to do it in this manner. This is the only way I can feel that can save the world. And that's twisted. Like, if he could at least say, I am a twisted person, then it would make me feel more like, okay, at least he's self-aware. That helps me to understand him. But he's so interesting, because he's just like, I guess I said it too. Did he will the death note? because it seemed like he was having all these ideas and these thoughts, and all of a sudden the death note falls and he sees it, and he's the only one who sees it. So I'm like, oh, maybe he did will it. But then Ryuk says, no, this was just an accident. I just dropped it. Whoever picked it up, picked it up. And he was just like, that's not true. I'm special. There's something special about me. I'm the only one that can enact these judgments. Because if someone else picked up this book, this notebook, they wouldn't do the things that I'm doing. They wouldn't have the right ideas. Oh, I'm the only one. He just starts getting into this like grandiose thinking. It's like, there is no self-awareness whatsoever. And I think a person who has no self-awareness is very dangerous, very much so, because they don't see their damage that they've caused. I can't remember if Light does start to get self-aware, because everybody can become self-aware. It happens. There are some people that it's on their deathbed. They finally, like, everything comes to them. Maybe they're in their 70s, and then all of a sudden you awake and you're like to all the bad things that you've done in the past. It's a real scary thing to be not self-aware, and there's obviously a spectrum of that too. I'm not saying like, because there's just people who are just not aware and they're not hurting other people, like at least not like in like Light. But it's interesting to just see this, because now with some of the things that because I like to research about the brain. I've always just wanted to understand like why we do what we do. What is this, on top of having like this religious aspect with like most of the world, there's like a religious God thing, you know, where like the why are we here, and this is no accident. But it's just cool to hear like a god of death say it was an accident, and I'm just bored. Like I just honestly do not care. I just don't have anything to do. It doesn't mean you're special or this or that. Things just happen. So I'm excited to keep jumping in here and to see what happens. I don't remember everything, but I do appreciate when L comes in. I can't remember everything about him other than I know that man is neurodivergent. You can't tell me otherwise. and I love him, and I just always related to him. And so I just, the thing with Light, I do have like it feels like in the anime they're making him more evil. I don't know if I'm wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. If in the manga he was right away really evil, because I remember it took him some time to like he felt really guilty, I feel like, and really scared of what was going on. And it was really dark for him for a while, and then finally he just sort of shifted. They kind of made that shift quicker here, is from my perspective, I think. But I could be wrong. I don't know. I can't remember everything. The one thing I did want to see was what Ryuk told him. He was saying, Light says, so you're telling me that I can use this death note without being punished in any way. And Ryuk is saying, you will feel the fear and pain known only to humans who have used the notebook. That is like, and so Light just does not know what that means. How could he really know? But I know that that's like not good. It's just going to be too much for him to handle. I'm ready to jump into the next episode and we'll see what happens. I forgot how interesting and good this series is. Like I remember it was really good, but I guess I didn't realize how deep it got. So I'm excited to keep watching. I will see you guys next week. Thank you so much for watching with me. Bye everybody.